Hello. Uh, yeah, no, you're good. I'm about to kick it off. Yeah, you're good. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Green White Checker TV. Apologies for the hiccups. I don't know, feeling a little off this evening, so hope you're all doing well. Also apologies for the delayed start here, but we are here tonight at Daytona International Speedway. We've got 75 scheduled laps here tonight, and this will be, yes, I had the info and then I lost it. Let's go get the info back. But I believe this is going to be race number 5, if not 6. This will be race number 5 tonight at Daytona. And then we're going to have a couple of nights off for the 4th of July week. So Tuesday for the Indy cars will be off, as well as Thursday for the next gen, or the Xfinity cars. So definitely hope you guys all have a happy and safe 4th of July. However, as always, tonight will be 75 lap scheduled distance, 1 fast repair available for all the drivers, and of course 3 green white checkered attempts should it come to play. So we'll have to wait and see. And so I know probably a lot of you have kind of 2 eyes right now, one on possibly this, another one on a certain real life race out in Tennessee. So no spoilers, won't let you know what's happening. But hope everybody's having a wonderful evening tonight. All right, so right now we're going to pull up our timing and scoring, trying to get everything all I's dotted, T's crossed here. And so we'll pull that ticker up across the top. And what I got to say, though, is a wonderful, wonderful truck count here tonight. Big thank you to all the drivers showing up tonight. I think we're going to be either at or near 30 trucks tonight. So very impressed with that. Yep, I see the 07 truck. So say good luck to you, Iker. Hope you have a good race. I hope you can take what you've learned from the Xfinity cars, apply it here tonight. Like we talked about, obviously, after the race and such, you now know 2 tires or fuel only is going to be the way to go under green flag stops. So definitely keep that in your back pocket. And I hope you have a great race, man. And mostly even just have a lot of fun tonight. All right, qualifying just about to be completed. I think it actually just did finish up here. So let's go ahead and pull up our starting grid for tonight's event. And it is going to be a Mr. Vicente Guerrero here is going to start on the pole position for tonight. Let's get a good look of that truck here. There he is on the grid. Next to him, Dean Wilkinson by 12 thousandths of a second. They got Gabe Butler, Everett Lane, Eric Laurie, Dude Conrad, Bud Steele, Mike Rimkus, Jack Walls, and Corey Buskirk are top 10. 11th, you got Rick Sanchez, Ryan Decker, row 6, 11th and 12th. They got Jacob Lee, Frida Ayuso, Jason Bogart, Frank Ranger Jr., Nick Wing, Adam Kilday, Ambrose Nabel, Jeremy Osborne, Zachary Perry, Sebastian Marin making his return to the series. Good to see him. They got Kevin Fries and Steve Krosek there in 23rd and 24th. And we still got further down to go. We got Patrick Groover there, Jim Brooks, Seth Groover, Iker Pagetto. We saw him chat there just a moment ago. And then Brandon Briggs. So 29 trucks, I should say. Looks like that we have here for tonight's event. So again, great count, big just excited to see that here. So it's gonna be fun to see what these guys have in store for us tonight. And I'll say also, if you missed the grid, you can pull up the ticker over on the start. You'll see these trucks start to roll off shortly. And like I said, I know I'll have a partner in crime here shortly. He's very vested in the race, but
I'm nervous right now.
No spoilers though.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, so you were hoping that something would happen maybe half a lap later, but that's just how it goes in these. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting. So yeah, I hope again, we won't give spoilers, but field's rolling off of pit road here, Matt. And it's gonna be fun to see. And again, I mean, 29 trucks here tonight, Matt. It's gonna be it's going to be interesting to see against some new names, new faces, some returning faces. So yeah, so I mean we've got a really big group, and of course we got the regulars too. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see how the strategy plays out. Fuel mileage as well as always something to watch for. It'll be interesting to see exactly how far these guys can go on fuel. I think they're a little shorter than the Xfinity cars. I think it might be high teens, low 20s at most. So I think for sure 3-stop, maybe even a 4th stop potential. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for these trucks here tonight.
So how you doing there, brother?
I am doing pretty well. As I said, felt a little off earlier, but I think starting to feel more normal once again. So that's always what I want to have happen. So
You gotta have your buddy Matt here.
that's
Make
exactly
things
what
all
I was saying, just to show the dedication to.
Yeah.
I sent Boomer a message, and he was like, "Yeah, just let me know." And that was like not even half an hour before we were getting ready. So, and yeah, I say we got to make sure we have our most recent super speedway winner in the booth here tonight too. So that was a very exciting one for all of us. And so yeah, so big congrats again to you, Matt, on that one. And
I appreciate it.
and tell you, man, once you get that weight off your shoulders, I feel like, let's say, the more you get to do these races, I think it's going to be all the more easy, all the more fun for you. So yeah, I look forward to seeing that. So
yeah, it was a big anvil, put it that way, on my shoulders.
However, we're about to get things rolling here. We are going to see that pace car tuck off left into pit road, and then that is going to hand things over to our front row. You can see them there in the distance. Again, Vicente will be our pole sitter here tonight. Outside is Dean Wilkinson, and we are underway here tonight. Again, 75 laps our scheduled distance as the field starts building up speed to head into turn number 1.
I do apologize. My sim is still loading here.
Oh, you're good. And I was thinking the same. It's like, all right, make sure Matt can see what we're up to here. But yeah, so right now, though, again, everybody's still building up speed. Now it's just kind of who's got the push where. And a lot of times here, Matt, the outside lane is usually where the push really starts to form. And so you can see that right there. Dean Wilkinson able to clear the 14. He's going to jump to the bottom here. That's going to leave Everett Lane now leading the outside line. But right now, a lot more trucks lined up on the inside here. So going to wait and see if he can lead lap number 1. Again, not really any benefits or anything like that on the leading laps anymore, just kind of maybe bragging rights and also just nice track position. So Dean will lead lap number 1 in that number 55 machine as they head back into 3. And so right now, a lot of double file racing here. Not too much craziness. We're kind of jump around through the field a little bit. Yeah, as you see, the field really starting to spread out here a good bit. And right now, you got Sebastian Mayer and Steve Korosek here, just kind of rolling shotgun, I think, just trying to get comfortable. But you can see just how far spread out the second half of the pack, right around 20th or so is. Again, they're just playing it very safe, very cautious here. Also, I mentioned the 76 Zachary Perry. I feel like Zachary is one of those ones as well. Has raced here, just been a little while since he's been here, so glad to have him back as well. But right now, still kind of the same up front here, Matt. The 55 leading on the inside, 24 on the outside line. Vicente in the 14 just kind of trapped right now. Can't really go anywhere because he's got that 24 to his outside. And he's got to watch those temps, though, because he is hooked on that rear bumper of the 55.
Yeah, I'm quite shocked to see the 55 up there running up front. Usually he's, the guy who would sit there, lay back, and watch all the chaos ensue and come and pounce back. And as you see, who is that on the outside?
That was
on
dude.
the outside there.
That was
dude Connor.
I thought he was
going to go to the. Yeah, I thought he was going to go to the third lane and drop back, but seeming not. But it's still going to be him and pushing Everett Lane. But I think Everett, he's still not clear of the 55. But I know the back of the 55 is probably hot right now and laying off of him.
Yeah, and I think you say again had to really drop back there because I think dude getting way too hot. And I think that's why we saw him jump up in 3, saw him really back off there as well out of entering turn 1, and then tries to get right back up on him out of turn 2. Like again, I've seen a lot of strategy where you kind of want to give a little bit of gap out of the turns or in the turns, and as soon as you get out, you want to lock right on that. We can push that whole straightaway, and so I've seen that strategy a lot as well. Again, talk about some returning faces. I don't think he's missed a ton, but Jacob Lee in the 21, another one back in action. Glad to see him as well. He's the 4th truck on that outside line, right behind the big pusher and the number 5, Mr. Rick Sanchez. Saying now, though, there goes the 24.
There it is.
And that's what the 8 was just hoping and dying to see. Like, come on, just get clear. I need some fresh air in this thing.
Well, looks like he's going to get the lead. No? I don't think Everett Lane wants to push. I think he wants to keep that lead.
It'll be interesting to see. And yeah, you can see right there, dude drifting up just a tiny bit, unfortunately. I'm saying that's going to, again, slow that momentum down a little bit. Nothing too bad. But yeah, right now, though, pretty much you have this whole pack up to about 21st here, all right on top of each other. And Brandon Briggs just leaving a little bit of breathing room there in the 81, that Square D truck. I say, I've always loved Brandon. He's always finding his really fun and paint schemes that he does. He and Nick Wing, I feel like, have gotten really
Bobby
good
Hamilton.
on their... Yeah, and then Nick
That's
Wing...
a Bobby Hamilton one. That's not
Yep.
it. That is not a Kenny Walls. That is a Bobby Hamilton. He actually did drive the Square D truck.
Saying on the Remax truck, we talked about that one a few weeks back as well. So, like I said, it's just a lot of fun. And the other guy that's just, I mean, he's changing paint schemes week after week. Say he's got the Mazda BT50 paint scheme there with Bud Steele on the number 6. So I say Bud jumping around as well. And so I like how it looks. So it's a cool looking paint scheme. And I mean, I'm pretty sure Ford owns or owned Mazda, so kind of makes sense on that one. It'll work out for those. But also I say we got the 48 Ryan Decker. He is on track tonight. Didn't make it last week, unfortunately. Had some family stuff to take care of. So Ryan, Kalen, hope you guys are all doing very well. I say hope all's going better with your son also. And yeah, just hope you can enjoy tonight's race, enjoy some distraction, and let's say hopefully be a good one here tonight. Got one down on the apron. That is going to be Everett Lane, who's going to do a little bit of off-roading, some grass cutting there. But now he's got to find some room to get up, and he does just in time out because, oh man, right in front of the 41. Daytona, Talladega, very different apron animals.
Yeah, he about took the bus stop there for a second.
Yeah, so we're way past the Daytona 24. Don't need to be taking that bus stop here tonight. But yeah, right now, though, now it's the 5 truck, though. You can see he's jumped to the top side. And like I said, dude got to the front, led a couple laps. And he said, all right, or not dude. Everett Lane, he was right up there. And he said, you know what, I'm going to back out a little bit here. And so he was able to grab a few spots back there as well. So right now, really the highest climbers are actually these two right up front there. The 5 truck 5 truck Rick Sanchez, 21 truck Jacob Lee, right now plus 10 and plus 11 respectively. Also Brandon Briggs starting towards the back.
12.
He's plus 12 spots in that number 81. And again, some of these guys qualifying, some starting a little further back just by choice. But yeah, so right now this a lot of these guys, they can just kind of settle in, get comfortable, figure out what they want to do here. And then like we talked about on Thursday night, and I mean Ryan was talking about during the broadcast on YouTube, Cheto, the 909 there, just squeezed in front of Vicente, just saw the opening, try to take it as quick as he could. Because that being said, Matt, we are probably about halfway through this fuel run, so strategies will need to start opening up and figure out, okay, when do we got to jump in? And if we do know this is going to be a 4-stop race, if these drivers are aware of it, I could really see some drivers trying to do a little bit of off strategy for this first stop to, again, just try to do something different, break themselves away from the pack. So we'll see if that comes in play. But a lot of these times, they'll just run it as far out as they can.
Well, speaking of strategy, if you look back deeper in the field, Sebastian Marin, Steven Korosek, Kevin Freeze, Adam Kilday, they're taking my strategy, what I pulled off on Thursday. Sitting there riding in the back, just cruising along and just biding their time.
Yeah,
saving fuel. It's the way to do it.
Perry, I'm wondering if he's part of that group as well. It's like, again, I've recognized the name. Got one more down the apron. That's Dean Wilkinson, and that's kind of what we would expect to see from Dean at some point, saying, you know what, all right, I'm going to roll out of it. Same thing here. He's going to have to try to drift up a little bit. He'll get some space there. And, of course, yeah, that's you'll see those other guys. They'll know what's happening. They'll give him some room to merge back in. And so, yeah, so he's just saying, you know what, a little more aggressive up front that I'm feeling comfortable with. Let me back it down a little bit. As I say, speaking of which, you see the 24 there. Didn't Everett Lane just drop to the back like 2 laps ago? He's back to the outside here.
I was doing a little bit of spying in the Discord. He's actually in the same Discord as Jacob Lee and Jason Bogart.
That'd be a good group.
I swear I've seen that name before, too. It's probably been a while.
Yeah, it might be, but yeah, I mean that's a good group of guys to hang out with. You got the 81 now, Brennan Briggs thinking about that third lane. He's got no help, but right now it's kind of as bunched up as they are. There's probably not a ton of momentum being given, so I'd say he's probably able to creep up a little bit here and there. But yeah, again, I don't think we're gonna see too much of that. Oh, we got the 79 there.
Yeah, he about tagged the wall there.
Yeah, Mike Rimkus, and that's gonna probably just open that door, and I think everybody's gonna try to slot through. He has a bit of an opening here. Should he want it? And I'd say he's going to have to be quick about it because
yeah,
otherwise...
you got to take it, man. You don't want... Because once you lose that air, you're going to lose spots like crazy.
Yeah, I think Everett right there rolled out of it, too, to let the 81 slot in as well. So, again, This guy's kind of giving and taking here early. Again, long ways to go. Only lap 12 to 75, so still a lot of action to go on this one. But, yeah, I think right now these guys are saying, all right, yeah, let's kind of back it down. We'll do some stuff. All right, we'll let you in. And, of course, that's going to change once we're on lap 72, though the kind of the nature of the beast is definitely going to be changing there. But right now, though, we haven't really talked about Gabe despite starting in third spot. And
yeah,
he's
we know
now
you
trying
about him.
Honestly, I'm sure we'll be talking about him in those closing laps. But right now, it's just those two trucks up front on the outside line. I would watch the 8 truck to see if maybe at some point is he going to try to open up the door for the 5 to get in. But again, he's got a new truck behind him now in that 09. Again, he's new to the series there, the 9 of Farid Ayuso. So I wonder, again, is he going to realize that the 8 truck maybe trying to lift a little bit? And again, just those little things that you learn in super speedway racing, kind of how these guys will work with teammates and build gaps, and even just the other things like don't push the pusher, things like that. Like those are things that you kind of you have to learn by experience. And so, I mean, he's definitely going to school right now in that 09.
I think he's running with Iker.
Yes, I think those 709 working together.
Yeah. I was just looking through the Discord. I didn't see him in there.
Yeah, I don't see him in there yet. So we'll have to bribe him in over, at least in the voice chat, and then maybe one of those things where they will switch over once they get those top 3 finishes to get those interviews in. But right now, though, yeah, I mean, you saw he jumped to the outside line now in the 09, trying to lock on with the 88 and the 20. Oh, sorry, 80 and the 14. I think it is now, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think I think this is good. This is good kind of learning for him. You can see what these guys do, how the lines are, and I say again, it's a bit of a trial by fire. Like right there, you saw him drift up just a little bit, and he'll see those guys like, oh hey, look, they're really planted down on the middle. They don't really drift up the half lane or so. Okay, I gotta try to hold this thing tighter down. So little things like that. I mean, you'll learn as you go. But you're right though. Right now, with those teammates, they'll polar opposite strategies. He's right now up into that top 10, almost in the top 5. His teammate, he's rolling back. He's kind of leading that single file pack there in the 21st position. Sorry, in the 07 truck. Sorry. So yeah, so a lot of strategies kind of going on right here. And of course, fuel is going to be the big strategy too, Matt.
Yeah, it always is a fuel strategy race. You know, Kevin Freese's favorite thing. So usually, I can't remember is it 20 laps. I know it was 20 laps in the Xfinity race.
I think Xfinity can go. I want to say they can go a little further than the trucks. So I'm thinking the trucks might be in the 18, 19, 20 range. But again, with the new build, a lot of stuff will change, like the aero and all those types of situations. So I will be curious to see, how far these guys can go, and of course, who's going to try to go a little bit further as well. So, but right now, though, Gabe, he's probably loving life a little bit here, Matt, because he's got a great pusher behind him. He's got no pressure to the side of him. So I say this is kind of his wheelhouse, his comfort zone, if you will. It's like, yep, I've been here, done that. This is where I really want to be.
Yeah, not much fuel saving going up toward the front. Hey, this been still, well, they kind of singled out a little bit.
Yeah, so we'll have to keep an eye and see if we see anybody make the sharp left on the pit road. So far, no takers again. So again, I think these guys all here are just like you said. I think they're fuel saving, and it may not even be to try to cut a pit stop out. I think it's more of a situation of they're just trying to maybe run that one extra lap in order to be able to get that really quick in and out lap without having to worry about a huge group of trucks coming in all together. I think that's usually my plan, is if I can go a little further than everybody else, I like to do that because I don't have to stress about the whole field coming in with me. But right now, though, man, I just noticed the 09. He is pinned. Oh, he just got an opening there. I think the 48 probably cut him some slack there. But we've got the inside train now going, Matt.
I getting called, but some cars are
Here we
coming
go.
down pit road. Yep, here we go. We're seeing Brandon Briggs, Vicente Guerrero, and the 5 truck of, well,
So, yeah,
32. Yep,
only
there it
4 of
is.
them, yeah. So only 4 of
I'm
them
surprised.
coming in.
I'm really surprised more didn't come down.
So now look at the top 4 here. You got 3 boot knockers in a row. You said Everett Lane was working up with Rick and company, right?
That is Everett Lane is in the boot knocker.
Okay, so you got 4 boot knockers here all together in the front 4 spots. That's exactly what they want to have happen. Look at pit stop times. A little long for the 14. I'm showing 11.3 seconds. The other guys are all in the 8-second range, so he might be a risk. Actually, I'm looking at Rick, though. He's already long gone, so he's actually got almost too good of a start here. And here we go. Here comes the second pack, and this is a much bigger group, Matt.
Oh, I'm just looking. Oh,
no.
Oh, Marin got a little bit too hot there and just.
Yeah, I got the back of Mike Grimkus.
Rimkus.
And that was the entire field other than the
Oh, we
top
got more.
4.
Oh, did Jim Brooks get. Oh.
We got some people reversing. Oh, man. That short pit stop was the way to go because
Corey Busker got
oh my
drilled.
goodness. There's a few guys that have gotten away with it okay, but man, this is a cluster and then some. It looks like Gabe Butler's going to win the race off of pit road, which is exactly what he was hoping for. Again, had one of the highest pit stalls. But now the interesting part's going to be is where is that 5 truck as he's building up speed. There he goes around the 32, the 85, the 55. But the problem for Rick, was, look, where's his help? Again, he had such a good in and out lap that he actually left his help there with Vicente Guerrero there, as well as I think it was the 07. And so they're just straight gone. And I'm not sure Brandon Briggs. Oh, I wonder if he maybe had a pit penalty because he's back on pit road here. So, yeah, so unfortunately a bit of a miscue there. But right now, and again, you talk about too good of a pit stop. Gabe Butler got out to over a 3-second lead there, Matt. But he's all alone. But that just shows how good of an in and out. I mean, look at that gap here between he and then the next group. Again, they're going to catch him, but what a pit stop sequence by the 88.
Yeah, so 81 got a pit penalty, but came off the track just a little bit too soon. So that is, I think that's a drive-through for him.
Yeah, I think he may have already served it because he's back up and going. He's got some help now with Frank Ranger Jr. I'm saying, looking at those drivers that got caught up in some of the stuff there, the 54 had a really long stop. The 41, I think Seth's actually having some connection issues. But yeah, look at Gabe though. He said, you know what? I'm just going to jump up top, let you guys all go on by, and then I'm going to cut right back down and get back into that draft because, again, there's nothing he can do. He can't fight a 6-truck draft coming up from behind him. So right now, though, Matt, what we do have is an 18-truck lead pack now from Eric Laurie back to Kevin Freeze. Unfortunately, these drivers here have fallen off the back of that pack. That's the 51 of Jim Brooks with Steve Krosek, Iker Pagetto. And then another 10 seconds back to Mike Rimkus, who's got the 09, the 76 together. Patrick Groover's a couple more seconds back to the 41. And then we mentioned the 81 and the 17. So right now, like I said, pretty spread out. Saying again, we talked about no mistakes on pit entry, pit exit. Unfortunately, we saw a few mistakes. Just everybody had very, very different kind of braking points and entering spots. And we saw Sebastian, he just tried to get as low as he could to try to avoid making contact. But in iRacing, you can drive through each other in the pit stalls. Unfortunately, they weren't not quite there yet. So that's why we saw that contact, unfortunately.
Yeah, so iRacing has just a little bit of leniency when coming on the pit road. So if you get toward your pit box, I say about a car width. If you get to about a car width of the pit stall, there's like a no contact zone where when the cars go through the pit stall. So just a little bit of latency, but I kind of wish it was kind of like more like real life. So you know what I mean? But that would be more chaos. But look at that outside line there, Gael. Jacob Lee wants to lead.
Yeah, and he's got a great helper behind him there with the 5. You got Corey Buskirk joining the mix. Saw for a second and 24, I think, was looking at that middle lane there and said, nope, nope, not yet, not yet. And yeah, they're going to clear. Actually, I think they're both going to clear. All
I think they're
three are
letting
going to
them
clear.
go. I think that's a smart strategy, just to let them go. Why fight this early? Why would you? We're on lap, what, 23 coming to 24. 75 lap race. Long way to go.
And then also, I mean, at this point, hey, we've split now 18 drivers here in as a breakaway, so this is a good spot to be in. Like, we've already taken away, at this point, again, of course, we've got 10 drivers now that aren't in a winning position in this race as things run. And then you kind of expect that that's going to drop even more the next go around. So, and I think, again, that's where the strategy comes in. And of those drivers that pitted, the 5 and the 21, they're the ones in that main pack that pitted the earliest. So they went one lap earlier there. So yeah, so we'll have to definitely keep an eye on that as well. But right now it's Gabe Butler and Everett Lane kind of leading the way here in those front couple spots. Like I said, everybody else here, I think, just feel like kind of cruise control again. They're like, yeah, we're in a pretty good spot. Let's just play smart here, take it easy, no drama. Looking at lap times as well. Right now they've got the number, so they've got the lap times. It was a 46 flat for Gabe that last time by. This pack here is a 47 flat, so full second slower. But again, there's only the 4 of these trucks, and so there's not a lot they can do. A little further back, you've got the 09 leading these 2 trucks behind him. So same thing right now, fair bit slower. And then, yeah, you got these two truck packs here, the 54 and the 41, the 17 and the 81. And so what's going to eventually happen is the way this field is kind of broken up in these packs. Basically the first group that's going to get swallowed up right now will be that 17 and the 81. And that's where things get a little squeezed, Matt, because Talladega 3 wide, yeah, no problem. Daytona, you can do it, but everybody's got to be right on the top of their game. Make sure that they don't accidentally drift up a little bit. The guy that's on the outside, make sure he doesn't kind of kiss the wall and then maybe drag the wheel too far to the left to pull it off the wall. There's a lot of things that can happen, and so, yeah, this is where all the drivers kind of hold their breath a little bit once they get to this position.
Yeah, there's a fine line.
Yeah, everybody's got their comfort zones. I'm definitely more of the yellow line life. I feel much safer on the inside line because I'm not good at running the outside line. I have a tendency I find that outside wall and I kind of get sucked up into it. So, but here we go though. They're going to get to those guys, and again, there's the respect being given. Jumping straight to that third lane here, and actually it's almost going to be ideal because they're going to come right out of turn 2, and they'll be able to do it on the straightaway, which makes everything so much easier. And so now, though, what this does, Matt, is this now turns into the lucky dog battle, and you see right there, I think maybe Brandon was going to see if he could try to pull a move and sneak underneath that 17 and try to jump ahead of him, because right now, should a yellow come out, as long as they're not involved, one of those 2 trucks that's leading this pack would be the wave around truck. But again, it requires them not being involved in the incident. And you see immediately Brandon says, all right, I got to try to get around the 17. That's my goal right here. And there goes the 04. He's going to jump top, try to pick up his teammate.
Yeah, that is not it. Well, as you get back to what we were saying about running the line, so I have a bad tendency of drifting up just a little bit if I'm trying to run the low line. Just a little bit. It's just
big wiggles.
Oh, boy, never mind. We got to.
They're pointing. Nope, they're not pointing the right direction.
They don't got it. That's a wreck.
Yeah, trucks. Oh, Eric Flory up and over, gets it back on his wheels. Yeah, caution is out. And I think it was right at the absolute front of the field. So we just talked about the lucky dog battle. Then you have to watch these 2 trucks. Are both of them clean? It looks like they're both clean. So, but right now I'm showing the 17 ahead. So it all depends at the time of the yellow. But let's go back and see what happened here, because it kicked off right towards the front. So we're going to say, you're going to see it's already happening. So we're going to back it up a little further here. And let's take another look. We're going to focus on the 48 and the 55. And you see right there, Dean drifts up just a tiny bit here. And then I think basically Dude is already trying to get back to him. But you can see the angle that we've got already on that. I'm trying to get a better angle. Apologies. This is a good one here. But you see right there, he's trying to catch it. Has it saved, But then it's that accordion, Matt. You can see the 48 truck. He's having to catch that truck too, and then somewhere here, just kind of everybody trying to find somewhere safe to be, is where the secondary contact happens. Right there, Eric Laurie, Dude Conrad, they get together, and that unfortunately sends them right into the path of Gabe Butler. Gabe does get some pretty good air. Jack Walls, unfortunately, he catches the side of Eric Laurie's truck. And then for a split second, look at this, Matt. That 071 is up and over on the nose of Jack Walls' truck, and luckily able to get it set back down here. But yeah, unfortunate though on that one, as they, again, multiple trucks involved in a bunch of the trucks in that front pack here. So a lot of trucks going to be caught up in that one. Trying to see, we'll jump back live now. So I say a lot of guys on pit road. 48's going to lead him onto pit road, and I see the 17 truck staying out because he should, I believe, get the wave around here. And yep, there he goes. He is going to get that wave around and get back onto the lead lap. So while these guys do their pit stops, let's step away for a moment, and we'll be back on the one to go. Stay tuned.
At Scentsy, we love fragrance, how it makes us feel, how it connects us to our deepest memories, how sharing those memories connects us with each other.
And as it turns out, there's a lot of people who feel the same way and share Scentsy's core values of simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. Our beautiful campus in Meridian, Idaho welcomes employees, consultants, and the community year-round.
That's why we've grown from selling just warmers and wax to selling a complete line of products, so you can fill your life with fragrance no matter where your day takes you.
Whether it's fun partnerships with beloved brands, innovative, high-performing cleaning products, laundry care that smells as good as it works, or personal care products to create your signature scent, Scentsy products are made to share.
Maybe that's why our culture has always felt like family. We call it Scentsy Spirit. It's a feeling of love, acceptance, generosity, and community that we share freely with everyone we meet. And we welcome you to experience it yourself. Like it? Buy the product. Love it? Host a get-together with your friends. Want more? Start your own Scentsy business. You can earn amazing trips around the world and rewards. You can work your business whenever and wherever you want, giving you more time for the things and people that matter most. Ask your Scentsy consultant for more info.
All right, lights are off of the pace car. We're going to restart this thing coming this time around to lap 32. I'll say a shameless Scentsy plug there as well in that number 48 truck. However, also get to give a shout out here. Say we got some fans of the number 09 truck. There he is. Again, this is his first Sunday start. So say right now sitting in the top 10, Matt. And then, of course, we got the fans of Mr. Jason Bogart. Jason right now running in the 6th position right now, third row on the outside. So, again, long ways to go. Fuel mileage-wise, Matt, I think it's probably, I'm trying to think if it's 2 stops from here or not. But again, though, unfortunately, a lot of damaged trucks there. Looking at the pit stop times, we had over, I don't know, I see 35 seconds, 33, 52, 45, a minute 4, a minute 3, a minute 25. A lot of these guys, some pretty substantive damage. Probably also a lot of fast repairs there. So going to shake things up a little bit here up front with everything going on. Right now, the 09 truck of Iker Paghetto, he is our highest climber now, up 20 spots in that number 07. But yeah, so after a big one like that, though, what do you do here? Take a breather, regroup, or I mean, what's the game plan?
What would I do? Chill. Right, there's nothing. You got 31 laps to go. We're going 19, 18 laps of fuel. So that would probably bring us to about, maybe about lap, probably 59. Am my math wrong? My math is way off.
Yeah, you might be right though.
Yeah,
So it might
I
be
think
getting him
about
to about.
49. About 49. And then let's see.
So yeah, I think 2 more stops then actually.
Probably about 2 more stops. You are correct.
But I think a big window of when they can make those stops. So that'll be interesting to see. But right now we're back to green. Vicente leading the field. He's at the 24 Everett lane right behind him. And then the third truck in line, the 21 there. You see the 28 drops straight to the bottom here. And right now, unfortunately, I believe just one truck that lap down. That's the 81 of Brandon Briggs. But now, again, this is also where things get a little dicey because you don't know who's got what damage-wise. But right now, it looks like the field's all holding the draft well together, so I don't think we've got anybody that's too damaged here. So we'll see how this next section of the race goes. Again, not quite halfway yet in this one either. But right now, the 998, though, now Corey Buskirk, he's taking over the lead. Say one of those blind squirrels there. So he's going to take the point here. And it looks like will lead this lap. He's got the 14 pretty much locked onto him. But I'm watching Ryan Decker. I think he's waiting for the outside line to form. That way maybe he can tag onto the back of those guys. But right now, though, say a little calmer, I would say probably Matt on this one.
Yeah, so I was doing a little bit of refuel calculation. So 2 stops and possibility of splash. So these guys, I don't think they'll play that kind of strategy. Look at Duke Conrad. He is going all the way straight to the back. And it looks like he's going to go right in front of Sebastian Marin there.
Oh, the 07 wanted to try to get to the bottom. That hole filled up. He had to jump back to the middle lane right in front of Mike Rimkus. The momentum really shifting here.
Ooh, careful.
Yeah, and you look at Seth Groover in the 32. He saw that. He rolled right back out of his side. Nope. We're not doing this one yet. But yeah, dude, Conrad, though, he's dropping back to some of his teammates. And remember I mentioned that big fuel window potential.
Yeah.
I wonder, do they drop back and maybe try to do a very big short pit strategy here? It'll be interesting to see.
I really think right now in their situation, I think fuel is not really an issue. There's still 2 stops, and if they would maximize their fuel window, you'd probably be at the pit probably with about 5 to go here.
Yeah, so and that's the thing is, yeah, a lot of these guys, maybe they come in early now and then go a little further. Like, yeah, there's a lot of potential strategy that could unfold here. I'll say, again, just kind of trying to base it roughly on the previous run. So, yeah, right now, though, it's really anybody's guess on this one. But, again, still a lot of racing to go. Again, can tell you the whole field is locked on together. So, everybody's, again, damage-wise, everybody's good to go. It looks like everybody's able to hold on to that draft. So like I said, right now, Brandon Briggs in that 81 truck, he's, again, you never want to root for a yellow, but he's rooting for a yellow because he wants to get back onto that lead lap in the number 81 machine. So, but right now, everybody's pretty content, it seems like, Matt. They're cruising right now behind the 988. Corey Buskirk, he's got a nice little view out the back. And, yeah, say nice and clean air in front of him.
Oh, it's a great view when you got the lead. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Nobody to push. Just worry about the guy behind you so he doesn't kill you.
Yeah, so when you got somebody like Vicente Guerrero, probably not too much worry about that. But I'm looking a little further back. I start to see that second lane forming here, though, Matt. I think that's going to be Bud Steele, if I'm not mistaken, leading that outside line. And indeed it is, and his pusher is none other than the 5. Rick Sanchez going to go along. And Kevin Freese making his first appearance here, going to try to move towards the front, it looks like, in that 25 truck.
That's an oddly combination, the 5 and the 6. They got into it a few times last season, but it looks like they kind of kissed and made up. And wow, he's giving him a gigantic push. Either those guys are fuel saving, or that is a heck of a push by the 5 and the 25. They're like kind of like tandem with the 25.
Oh, little drift up there by the 998 there, but again, everybody's able to keep pointed in the right direction. But you mentioned, though, Matt, again, the potentially kind of drift off the bottom a little bit, and we've seen a little bit of that here tonight. But you're right, though. I mean, huge pushes from the 5 and the 6.
Oh, he's split the 6. No, they're not.
Oh, contact. Oh, everybody's hanging on to it. I think the 5 was expecting the 6 to get to the bottom. He didn't go, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that 5 was probably getting really hot, and that's why we saw him jump up. Unfortunately, though, that didn't quite pan out, and that got very dicey. But what that did do is with everything being shaken up now, it's allowed Vicente to jump in front of Everett Lane. Vicente's going to jump to the bottom there. And I think that was what was kind of expected to see. And here comes Gabe Butler as he's decided, you know what, I'm going to get back after it here. He's going to...
Oh, no!
Oh, as soon as I said it, contact, no, caution back out there.
That is commentator's curse.
That was a very effective one. You see a bunch of trucks looping around there. The 10, the 21s in there. So I see Dude Connor trying to peek his way through there. That looked like a really, really big netcode situation there. We'll go back. We're going to take another look here. But to me, there was something odd on that one. So let's go back. We're going to try to focus on Gabe here. So let's watch this 88 truck, Matt, because from where I was watching, all of a sudden you're going to see this truck just bounce up into the wall. Because, again, you can see there's plenty of space. Look at that. Yeah, that's just a really bad... That's just a really bad netcode situation, unfortunately. And then for the rest of these guys, they just got to try to find some way through. You see the 83 kind of just rolling the wall up against there on the back. And then you see some of these other trucks just trying to hang on to a little bit of contact for the 51. Oh, look at the 10. Oh, my goodness, the 09 and the 79. They about tip back up and over. I think, yeah, it looks like both wind up on their wheels.
Jeez.
But, man, rough one there. And, again, it was drivers did nothing wrong here, Matt.
Wow. No,
not
at all.
It's just unfortunately, I say that's part of sim racing is you get those netcode situations, and that's what unfortunately unfolded from that. So now while we watch all that, we're watching Brandon Briggs, and he stayed way out of the way of that one. So he's hoping that he's going to be able to benefit, get back on the lead lap. What I think we're once more here going to see is the field hitting pit road.
Man, oh man, I tell you, Gabe Butler is speaking of netcode, he has had like what is it, 3 out of the last 5 races he's gotten involved in some kind of weird netcode situation between Thursday and Sunday. Man, I can say, but
he's had bad luck.
Yeah, that's just him winning a race is like not a problem for him, but when you get like this, something like this happens, that hurts.
I'm watching the 81, see if he's got the wave around here, but we will do while everybody's getting settled in here, Matt. Well, one more time, we'll step away, take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back on the one to go. Stay tuned. All right, lights are off of the pace car, and it is going to be Vicente Guerrero, Everett Lane, apologies, leading the field back to this restart. And we're going to restart this thing with 34 to go. And based on that, it is going to be right on the edge of fuel. This man's favorite type of racing is going to be some fuel strategy racing. However, I also got to mention a lot of damage repairs being done that pit stop. Zachary Perry, minute 18. Jim Brooks, minute 28. Minute 24, Sebastian Marin. Minute 22, Jeremy Osborne. Minute 42, Ambrose Nabel. Minute 38, Steve Krosek. Minute 35, Jacob Lee. So a lot of long pit stops for these guys. Unfortunately, I believe Jack Wall's still sitting on pit road. Gabe Butler actually now just leaving pit road. I don't think he's going to catch the field in time for this restart. We'll see. He's going to have to really hustle it there in the 88, but yeah, what this does is it puts us very close to a one-stop strategy here to the end. So we'll have to keep an eye. But what we're going to have is the 14-car truck. 14 truck's going to take over on this restart here. And he is going to have control. But again, usually we see these guys go on the green. And as we get underway here in side-by-side restart for the 14 and the 24, I don't know, Matt. I feel like this is one of those things where now you're in the point of the race where you may not want to lead in this thing. So I can't tell you the 88 definitely has not caught the field, as he's not even yet crossed the start-finish line. He's going to cross the line now. Yeah, unfortunately, right now looking like a race to forget for Gabe, but you never know. Still a long ways to go in this one. And right now the field very spread out. Talked about the potential of these guys getting split up on the restarts, and that's what we have right now. We have 21 trucks in this main pack. Jim Brooks, unfortunately, he's kind of fallen off these guys, and which is going to now allow Jacob Lee, Adam Kilday and company. They're going to try to, I would assume, use the momentum, probably try to swing by around the 51 here. So we'll keep an eye and see what they do, or if they're going to try to tow on him. Yeah, he's going to jump out of the way, actually, just try to latch onto the back of him. So I'll keep an eye out on lap times here to see if they're going the right way. And I'm also watching the timing scoring ticker, and I can tell you it is definitely going the right way. It's down to within a second already. And then crew chief Mom's letting us know, unfortunately, 32 truck having some connectivity issues for Seth Groover. Right now, I actually don't see him on track, but look at the 07. He's going to jump to the third lane here, see if he can pick up some help from the 32. No, Sebastian Marin. He's going to cut back underneath, and so that's a rough welcome to the league there for Iker. So he's going to need to try to tuck back in. He does. But yeah, so unfortunately, he thought he had to move, maybe try to get to the front. Unfortunately, some of those other guys had other ideas, and again, you can see the little bit of blinking from the 32. You can see him right there. But I can tell you, those, due to great drafting from that second pack, we have pretty much got now 26 of our 28 trucks still on track in this main pack. Unfortunately, Jeremy Osborne, Gabe Butler, not so lucky. There they are, just trying to kind of, at this point, they just got to kind of log some laps, but I'll say I think also their trucks probably a little worse for wear. Definitely some left front damage to the 48, or sorry, to the 88. I apologize. But right now, back up front, the 5 has a nose ahead, not enough to clear. But that 32 is completely locked on, and I'm starting to see him there. You see the 8, you see the 27. They're starting to get assembled here. But again, fuel strategy wise, I think right now these guys got a plan for a one stop to the end here.
Yeah, it's right now, as I'm doing my little fuel calculations, it's 2 more stops still.
Big move by the 24 to there, or sorry, by the 5 to get in front of the 24 there. And I'm curious to see, Matt, because we restarted with 34 to go. So if they can run 17 laps, they could make it happen. I'm trying to remember if we saw anybody go 17 or 18 on those first runs where wasn't. So I think they might be able to pull off one stopper. But again, what I think you want to do, though, is if you can pull off that one extra lap on this run, of course, pending everything going green, but if you can pull off that one extra lap now, lets you be that little bit more aggressive the rest of the way on that final green flag run potentially. So in my mind, I'm going to just kind of save and basically do everything I can. But I'm looking at is Seth Groover, again, being kind and courteous with his connection issues. A little bit too kind and courteous because he's actually fallen off the draft now, so he's kind of off on his own. Yeah. So he's unfortunately going to need some help with the yellow. So unfortunate for him. And the other truck that's back in the mix, though, now with all this is the 81 here. Brandon Briggs. Ooh, 407, almost contact there, entering 3. As 07's going to just squeeze in front of the 81 there. And again, let's say these guys still getting pretty racy here, Matt, but I think we're seeing kind of a mixed strategy. I think we're seeing some aggressiveness from some big fuel save strategies from others, but right now 0 fuel save out of these top 4.
Yeah, some of these new guys actually they've been driving fairly well. Frank Ranger Jr. I'm glad to see him up there. I'm glad to see the 07 doing well. I'm glad to see that the 09 do really well. Some of these other guys who really don't get a chance to run up front, but look out below.
Yeah, so there's the 5.
It's a 32, but it's actually who it is, Sebastian Mayer in the 23 car.
Yeah, it looks like 32 paint scheme though tonight. So, but yeah, you're right though. Say he hasn't been able to run lately, but saying you can see that Road to Pro banner on there. That kind of tells y'all you need to know about that 32 truck. He's really good. It doesn't matter if it's normal oval racing, if it's super speedway racing. He's gonna be one to try to beat. So, very, very talented driver. A lot of fun to kind of chat and BS with. But again, right now though, that inside line though, the 5 and the 24, they've actually gotten pretty solid together here. And you can see that little bit of a distance that they had for at least the moment. So again, we'll watch off the back here of that 5 truck. And here comes that surge once more, Matt, from the outside line.
Yeah, I think I'd say Duke Connor right there.
Yes, sir.
Just kind of chilling. No reason to push right now. Right now, I'm just looking toward the back of the 24 car, the 14. And who's that back there? That is Frank Ranger Jr. He's just a little bit. Oh, looked like he got a little bit squirrely there. Kind of scared me a little bit there. So I'm watching that 998 right behind him and Corey Buskirk. Just being patient, buying their time, trying to get their first win here, Area 51. Gaio, I love first-time winners.
It's a lot of fun to see, and unfortunately for Gabe, they're about to get him a lap down here.
Yeah.
But again, even if it's not maybe going for the win, Gabe can play a big role in this thing as long as his truck can hold the draft, because he can be a very vital pusher to try to help one of his teammates be there at the right place, right time. Just really depends on the kind of the health of that truck. Again, you see the left front damage on there, but I still think that the strategy I think is happening is right around here. I think Ryan Decker's probably the first of these guys. I want to say he's probably just dragging, kind of just barely trying to use as little throttle, I should say, as possible. Save as much fuel as he can just to make sure he can go absolutely the distance. I think we're seeing a little bit as well there, the same further back. And he mentioned the teammates, the 88. Look who he's picked up. He's picked up the 071. He's picked up the 25. So he's got some of his buddies now lined up with him. So, and I think that also might be to try to help him out too, because again, I think he needs some pushing. So I think Eric Laurie's kind of taking the pusher duties, because his competition now is that truck, the 41 of Jeremy Osborne. That truck, you can see it's got right front damage. And so he's same thing. He's going to try to see if he can grab onto the draft here. But right there, this is the battle. And actually look at the whole driver's side of that 88 truck, a little bit banged up there. But now there you go. Gabe's going to now take over that Lucky Dog spot as it runs. But again, right now, still got 25 to go here. So already 2/3 of the way done, 1/3 left to go. Still a pit stop left to go in this one, Matt. So again, probably if they can go 7 more laps, maybe feeling good about this. Again, restarted with 34 to go. If they can get to 17 to go before they pit, that's going to be the goal. So curious to see who and if anyone can make it to that magic number.
So there's quite a few things I learned about these trucks since the new damage model. So these trucks with damage, even though you do get the truck fully repaired, with this new damage model now, it is hard to, as you would say, the suck-up power to, to the car in front of them. So if you could focus on Gabe Butler's truck, see, he's having a hard time keeping up with the 10 car. I think it's right there. I think that's Jason Bogart there. Or I can't see who that is.
Yep, that's Jason Bogart.
It is Jason Bogart. Okay, so he's having a hard time just keeping up with him. He has to have somebody pushing behind him, or else he is going to lose the draft. And that was, who is that? It was that Iker in the 07?
I think it was the 07, and I think the 28 may have made contact. And I don't know how that truck stayed pointing the right direction. but that was a big moment there for him. And to say with that happening, though, like you said, the momentum and everything, Gabe had to jump to the top, but now he's starting to fall back because he needs that draft in front of him. So he's probably going to tie in. Yep, he's going to try to drag back right behind the 07. And he's going to probably really have to push the 07 if he can, because right now that timing is going the wrong way for the moment. But they're still within just 6/10, so it should be okay. But yeah, so that was definitely some close moments there.
Yeah.
But right now looks like still so far still so good for them. And the timing scoring still tickers just... Oh, actually, as I said, it looks like they're actually able to kind of get him off the bottom. And so now they're going to try to push hard here to get back up to that 10 like you just mentioned.
Yeah, as you know, before we got into that, he's going to have someone behind him and push, because now he's got to run now. Now he's got to run.
Yeah, they're there now.
By Eric Laurie there. Now he should be all right. Now, wow, he's got a heck of a run now.
And it looks like they're going to take that run too. They're going to go to the top side because you can see the 04 incoming. They're starting to fall back a little bit more than they would want to have happen too. So again, they're having to kind of still be on the attack here, be on the aggressive. So right now the 88's clear, but again, Matt, he doesn't have the teammates clear, so they're going to stay locked on together until all three clear. There they go, all in unison, and that's exactly what they have to do strategy-wise. That's what they're chatting about in the Discord. And you're talking about how hard they're pushing, how fast they were going. That last lap, the 25 truck, Kevin Freeze, was actually ran the fastest lap of the race there. As once again here, you can see a little bit of movement there. The 09 trying to get up in front of it, saw the momentum going. And so I think that may have kind of bottled them up just a little bit, but it does seem like, though, some of these guys are starting to make these big moves. Man, yeah, so you can see a lot of moving back and forth there. I'll say again, probably not going to make some of the regulars the happiest with that happening. Oh, the 79, the 828, they're making door-to-door contact. They still know we haven't made the final pit stop, Matt, right?
Yeah. They got to do that in probably about 3 laps. By the way, as we failed to mention, looks like we have a new leader. It's one of the Dale Cup guys, that is Steven Korosek, with Sebastian and Marin in tow right behind him.
And then also Dean Wilkinson on Piro. Don't know if that's scheduled or not for Dean, but it's way too early. So unfortunately, Dean in here in the 55. You can see the 32 here.
Oh, he had to back up.
Yeah, there's a connection issue once again for the 32. And it seemed like, honestly, the connection issue was happening once there was trucks around him on track. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. But right now, everybody seems to have kind of settled in a little bit because, again, like we talked about, Matt, we're trying to get to that window. Right now I'm trying to keep an eye and see who's 2 wide, who's 3 wide. The 28, I think, is trying to sneak in front of the 40. I think the 40 is trying to help him in there. And you can see, there's the contact in the back. Big wreck there. That's going to bring the yellow out. Not yet. They're still pointing in the right direction. But we'll wait and see. But right now,
yellow.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, those trucks stayed pointing in the right direction. So one of those bad situations where just zero luck. But let's go back. We'll try to take a quick look at it here one more time. I feel like there's a lot of checkup that was happening here. Yeah, look at it in front of the 81. You can see the big checkup there. The 81's going to react to that. He's going to get... I think the 04 tries to swerve to avoid him. I think still makes some contact. But then right here, though, that's where we see the contact there. 76 gets involved. And again, these trucks going up and over. These things getting very light, it seems like, when they make that contact. And then you can see even Gabe Butler almost getting into the side of Dean Wilkinson. And yeah, unfortunately for those two, just not what they're hoping for. So once again, we'll jump back live, jump back to the front. Because, Matt, we're at 18 to go. So we did have a fair number of trucks pit that last time, the 51, 76, 04, 23, 27. So either they feel like they can go to the end or they said that's as far as we can go. But here comes the next group of trucks here, going to go a little further. That one extra lap. And looks like a nice, clean entry so far. But the one that always hurts to see, Matt.
What's that?
When you save enough fuel to go one more lap and you're by yourself.
That is the worst feeling ever.
Because right now, unfortunately for Vicente, he's just going to be just giving away lap time here. So for Vince here, he would have loved to be able to tag on somebody or have somebody do the same strategy as him. But now we're going to watch the race off of pit road. And right now, Patrick Groover's going to win that race in front of the 5 truck. But again, though, we also got to keep an eye out for those guys that pitted the lap prior, which I believe will be led. Actually, it looks like right now being led by the 5 of Jim Brooks. Oh, speeding penalties, Matt.
Oh,
Steve
boy.
Krosick, Sebastian Marin, both those guys 50-second pit stops. So unfortunately, they're way off the running now.
Wow.
Jim Brooks is the first of those that pitted earlier than the other guys that one lap early, and so he's trying to build back up to this pack. But again, I think a fair bit of laps without any help. Now he's got great pushes from Seth Groover, though. They're trying to work their way back forward here to see, again, if they can get into that draft window. But right now, we got a little bit of we got kind of a couple dueling trucks, if you will. You got this 2-truck breakaway with the 54 and the 5, the 24 and the 8. And then you start getting the grouping all together. There's the 6 and the 48. And then you start to get to these bigger groups here. But yeah, right now Kevin Freeze is off on his lonesome. Like I said, Jim Brooks and 32 are trying to get to them. So yeah, this pit stop really shook the field up. But man, the way it's all shaken out though, Matt, I just saw Vicente leaving pit road. He still has an outside chance to tag onto these guys if he can get someone to help. Well, he's going to pick up Kevin and them. This could work.
Yeah, he's not going to tag on to Adam, but you are right. It looks like, was that Kevin Freeze back there?
Yeah, it'd be Kevin Freeze and Gabe Butler behind him.
That's a good pair.
So that could be, like I say, yeah, that could be a really good combo to have. I say it's only 3 trucks, but basically I think we'll see is Kevin probably push Gabe. Gabe will push Vicente, I would assume, due to the damage on the 88 truck. Well, actually, no, they're going to try to swing back around him. And, oh, actually, look at this. They're going to switch. They're going to let Gabe lead. And
That's
then
smart.
14 and
Wow.
25 are going to push. Actually, I want to look at Gabe's truck a little bit more. Did that truck get its fast repair potentially? So it seems a little better shape. I'm wondering if Gabe may have been able to use the fast repair, but we're going to jump further back up because, Matt, like you said, we've got a 9-truck lead pack now. We've got Patrick Groover leading all the way back to Adam Kilday in the 85, who is in 9th. So right now, that is our lead pack right now. These will be the guys potentially going for the win. These guys all pitted at lap 58. So we know on the fuel side of things how far they went. Vicente went 1 extra lap on his own. And now that he's in this group, again, we'll watch lap times. This time they're still kind of building speed up, but they do have about 4 seconds to try to regain. So it's going to be a tough challenge to do. I'm sure they're going to do all they can, of course. And then we'll also be watching this pack here with these 4 trucks here: Jason Bogart, Jacob Lee, Jim Brooks, Nick Wing. So 4 trucks is a pretty good number to have, especially if you can get that push done well. And I can tell you they ran a 46.77. Leaders of 46.67, so just a 1/10 of a second off with the 4 of them compared to this big group here. And if they keep dicing up like they are, that lap time might start dropping down a little bit. So then we start spying on teammates, Matt. So you look to see, okay, who's where. I see the 6 and the 48. We know they can work well together. I feel like the 8, the 24 would work together. And then you've got, I think, the 85 and the 5 as well on the teammate side of things in Discord. So there's some combos here that are probably in the same team or at least the same Discord to work together. And lap time wise, though, yeah, Everett Lane ran a 46.47, just a little quicker than Vince and company of 46.52. So like I said, that second pack, they're not going to give up. They're going to push as hard as they can. And if these guys start getting too racy, we could definitely see a change of strategy. And again, we'll see. We don't know if there's any fuel saving going on that first run. If they run too hard now, Matt, I mean, if they can get to that white flag, might see a sputter at the end too.
Just kind of looking to see if there's any lap vehicles in front of the leaders.
Yeah, a couple here. I see the 04, I want to say, in that mix. Yeah, Amber's Nabel. So the 04, the 41, the 32, and the 27. And I feel like I'll say that's going to be a tough group too, because these guys are quick, but lap time wise though, they're about a half a second slower from what I'm seeing. At least a half a second slower, I should say. And yeah, so we'll have to keep an eye on the lap times, but we're going to focus right here because
that was really close.
There's some big moves happening.
Oh my God. Wow. I feel like Everett Lane lifted a little bit just to be safe.
Again, and that's where the risk versus reward, Matt. Sometimes, to me, if you're in the lead pack, I want to take less risks at this point in the race because you're like, you know what? We've got a 9-car breakaway, 9-truck breakaway.
Yeah.
Usually the mistakes will happen with a group of smaller trucks pushing harder to try to get back up there. Like these 3 here, these 4 here. They're going to take the bigger risk. They're going to push a little harder. And that's usually where you see those mistakes start to form. But right now, I'm going to say, yeah, aggression-wise, this is where it's at right now. These guys are pushing the hardest as we're down to 10 to go here. And again, fuel-wise, we think everybody's good to go. Honestly, I kind of feel like it's really anybody's guess at this point because I don't think there's any fuel saving from these top 4 or so trucks. And again, that could pull things right into the hands of Mike Rimkus, Corey Buskirk. You don't know. It depends on how hard they're pushing. But what I can tell you, Matt, is they're going to start sniffing that draft of those guys in front, like the 27, 23, the 04 there. You see the 07. They're going to jump around the top here. So this is also the same thing. This is going to start to get where these guys are going to have to be on the same page and say, hey, we all got to get to the top together. And because this is where you start to get nervous when your leader's like, because you know this could make or break your race if you catch the wrong traffic at the wrong time, if they're in the wrong lane, if they make a mistake trying to get out of your way, even if it's just they try to do the best thing they could. So yeah, this will be very interesting.
Yeah, so right now, now they're going to catch those guys' draft, but even though they are going to be a lap down, they're still going to be fighting position to be the first car lap down here. So,
and this is where you get worried because you see the one down on the bottom, you see the rest are up top. Those 7 needs to try to get up top. There he goes. But that's where these guys start to sweat bullets. And right now, again, you can see, they're getting so nervous there. You can see them kind of just moving around a little bit, trying to make sure that they're safe. And I think now they're fairly settled in here. But again, that's one of those things that you don't know until you do it. And it's a bit of a terrifying situation. So,
oh yeah,
right now we're 8 to go. They still got a few more trucks to try to sneak around, because then that's also going to turn this into the lucky dog battle as well. So those guys are going to probably still same thing, fight tooth and nail to try to stay on the lead lap. But right now, I mean, we've got what looks like a 3x3 battle for the lead. I think Steve's trying to let these guys sneak by. Now he's going to tuck in there, and that's what these leaders are hoping to see.
Yeah.
But again, now, I mean, again, they can now play a big role in this one, Matt. They can start pushing somebody that you don't want them to be pushed as an opposition driver. Speaking of pushing too hard, Jacob Lee looks like he's had an incident. He's down on the apron trying to get that truck refired and going. And it looks like he's going to get going again. But same thing, I'm guessing it's probably push go wrong. Let's take a look here. The 21 there. Oh, yeah, just a little off center with the 28 there. They all make contact. Jim Brooks peeks on through there. Jason Bogart, you can see he sneaks back out on track there. But I say all those guys getting all separated. So once again, we'll jump back live. You see Jacob Lee building speed back up in his truck. But we do stay green as he was able to stay off the racing surface and then pointed in the right direction as leaders here coming to 6 to go.
Man, oh man. I tell you what, these lap cars may become a factor, toward the finish of this race.
They really could. And I mean, they're also going to catch 2 more trucks. They're going to catch the 21. They're going to catch the 32. Unfortunately, it's fortunately unfortunately. I say Patrick's in too good of a position where, unfortunately, Seth can't really help him at this point when he gets trapped a lap down. But Seth would love to help his brother if he could. But right now, like I said, I mean, Patrick's got to go with what he has, and right now it's pretty much whoever he can get to push him. Right now, it's dude Conrad. Earlier, I think it was the 24. And I'm saying, speaking of which, I think the 32 has kind of disappeared once again on track, which is always terrifying. There he pops back up. But they're going to come around. There you go. You saw Seth there. He jumped straight to the bottom, down to the apron, and said, you know what? With my connection, I don't want to risk anything. So you see Jacob Lee as well. He rolls out of it. So he's going to let those guys swing on by. And we're down to it here, Matt. 5 to go. So we'll see if we can make it to that white flag. They have to go 3.5 more here.
Oh, dude, with the big push, and that 54 just slides right in front of the 24. That was pretty much a bold move. That was really close. You can cut it, but now we are counting it down, Gael.
Yeah, and the trucks I'm going to be watching are going to be the two on the outside lane behind Dude Conrad. You got Bud Steele, you got Ryan Decker. They're locked on together. They are teammates. I could see them making a late move. Right now, pinned on the bottom, the 5 and the 85, those two are not where they want to be. Again, we know how well they worked together from Thursday night when they were teamed up with you. So there's a lot of potential here. But like I said, for those two, they're kind of trapped right now. They're pinned to the bottom. And I'm also looking behind again, talk about the lap trucks. They're still, again, they're fighting for that lucky dog position right now. I believe it's Steve Karosek that's holding it. Sebastian Marin's going to probably stay tucked with him, but then you watch the 04. Where can he try to go? He's just right there with him, as is the 07 truck trying to do something.
Ooh,
and it's getting squirrely.
What a move. I think 2 of those trucks jumped to the top. So now I probably look to the 5 and the 85 to, try and make a move. Yep, there they go. Up to the top.
27 got stuck up against the wall there, I think it was.
And now he just got hung out to dry in no man's land.
That's not a good feeling if you're Everett Lane. And that's where now, I mean, if you're Patrick Groover, say, you know what, I'm going to try to make a friend here. And that's what he does. He gets a big push to 24. And that way, in the future, maybe that's something that he can do where it's like, hey, okay, that 54 helped me out. Let me try to return that favor. But right now, like you said, the 85 and the 5, they are locked on together. You talked about how the 24 got left out to dry. I think it's only a matter of time before we see that 8 truck get left out to dry as well, because like you said, there's 2 teammates right behind him, and we are 2 to go.
Yeah.
Again, though, they got to get to that white flag, Matt. At that point, then it will be the first truck back to the finish line. Within reason, of course, the yellow line rule still exists.
Hang on to it, Everett.
Oh, big crash on the top side. Still everybody pointed
That's
forward.
a yellow.
Now there's a truck around. Caution is out. We just talked about if the yellow comes out before the white, that will bring the field all back together. Caution is out. Remember that 9 truck battle, Matt? We're going to bring another, 10 trucks probably back into this thing? The question will be the lucky dog truck. Jason Bogart still on tail end lead lap. I believe Sebastian Marin may be getting it as long as he wasn't involved.
I was watching, and he did not make any contact with anybody. So,
and then there's fuel, Matt. We might see the whole field have to hit pit road here because I don't know how far extra they can go because we're going to go into overtime. So, also, it looks like Dean Wilkinson had to pit there. We talked about coming towards the end.
Right.
Steve Krosek as well. So let's go back. Let's watch this contact here. And we'll watch, I say, started right around the 24 here of Everett Lane. I'm watching the 8 and the 6. And they just kind of unfortunately get together. Everett tries to catch it again. At Talladega, you're probably catching this truck. At Daytona, there's just too much banking difference. You see Patrick, he tries to give room to get up top. Unfortunately, that puts him up against the 48 and the 998. The 79 gets a little piece as well. Sebastian was actually really close to that one too. Also really good avoidance, it looked like, by the 41 and Jeremy Osborne able to sneak around that. So this is going to really shake things up. We're going to jump back live, Matt, because strategy is going to be crucial right here. You already see, 32 is already lined up. He knows that he's got the wave around, so he's wasting no time. He wants to get right back up there. You see the timing and scoring on the left. So right now we have 16 trucks still on the lead lap, Matt. Sebastian Marin's going to get the wave around here. And honestly, if I have any fuel left...
Are they pitting? Yes, they're pitting.
Yeah,
5 is pitting.
I think some trucks are already out of fuel because you see everybody's trying to get themselves resorted. We got some gamblers, though, I think, here. Look at the 6 of Bud Steele on the apron, going as slow as he can. The 24 Everett Lane. Remember Vicente Guerrero? He went a lap longer, and he's rolling down the bottom here, too.
I like the call by Rick Sanchez taking fuel.
I think you got to take a splash here, just enough to make sure you got the... Because, again, it's not just potentially 1 overtime. There's 3 potential overtimes, and we're going to go well beyond the lap 75 marker that we had just talked about. So it looks like most of the further back field pitted. So really, Matt, we've got 3 gamblers, the 6, the 24, and the 14. And then everybody else here is going to have some fuel. Some guys are going to have tires as well. Looks like, I think Ryan Decker, probably fast repair for him, but also 4 fresh tires. The 09 is back there as well. He's back in this main pack. Corey Buskirk as well, looks like 4 tires. So I'm seeing a lot of longer pit stops, probably some tires on those guys. and then some more damage repair here, the 79 and the 10. I mean, they're just fixing as much as they can. Sebastian Marin, he got the wave around, so that's going to put 17 trucks back on the lead lap. But you know, the guys that are just like, oh, so close is these guys here. Nick Wing, knowing that had those other 3 trucks pitted, he could have got a free wave around there. Brandon Briggs, Steve Krosek, they're probably thinking similar. And then even, Gabe Butler as well. So some of these guys, unfortunately, just didn't have what they needed, because Steve pitted actually maybe like a lap, I want to say, before the yellow. Same thing for the 55 with Dean Wilkinson as well. So just unfortunate for them, the way the caution fell, when it fell. But now we're going to have 17 trucks pretty much going full tilt here to try to get this checkered flag. And so you see Nick Wing, he's just rolling out of it. So you know what? I didn't pit in case of everybody else pitting, get a wave around. I'm going to get to the back of this thing. I don't want to be in the thick of it. Jason Bogart, he's got as much damage as he could fix. He's rolling right back out. But now, like I said, these guys here, these top 3, they are just going to sip every drop of fuel they possibly can. And then, Matt, we got to look at the team strategies, who's where with one another. The 6 doesn't have a formal teammate. There's the 614. They're going to run the apron here. The 8's doing it as well. He's fine on fuel. He's just doing it for solidarity. But what I'm looking is behind Everett Lane, you got the 5, you got the 85. They're already lined up together. So that would be a really good combo there. And really, that's the first real nose-to-tail teammate I see. So this is going to get very interesting here. And again, they got to try to get a full lap to get that white flag before then they get fully let loose. But I say, because again, I mean, we've seen it before and we'll see it again. If there's a yellow, even if they're almost at that start-finish line, they'll see the white flag waving. If there's a caution that comes out before that, that's going to bring them all right back together. So it's going to be a tough battle here. These guys are going to, and then of course also, how well did these guys calculate their fuel? Can they make these full 2 laps here? If they sputter in front of the field, I mean, that's going to be a rough one as well. So, and again, this isn't going to be one that ends under yellow here unless we get to that 3rd attempt. So it's not like Bud or Everett or Vicente are thinking, hey, you know what? If we get that quick caution, I'm going to get the win here because there's 3 of these things. It wouldn't be until that 3rd one that this comes into play. So, this is going to get wild.
I'm nervous. If I'm the 6, 24 to 14, I'll be a little bit nervous on fuel. Anyways, from the 5 on back, I would not be that concerned. I would try to be pushed like heck. If I was the 5, and the 24 is not happy with the 5 made rude last time, but here we go.
Yeah, pretty even start there between 24 and the 6. 14 completely locked onto the back of that 6 truck. So like I said, now they're just got to build speed, get their teammates here lined up as best they can. But like I said, watch the 85 and the 5, see if they can do something, because right now there's a little bit of a momentum shift. But they got to be the first to do it because they don't want someone else to jump to the outside before him. Kevin Freeze is looking. This 85 went to block. There goes the 5 as well. We'll see how the momentum here goes down the back.
There they go with the 3rd lane.
5 will clear. Look at the 54. He's going to get to the middle there, to the bottom, I should say. But right now, Bud Steele, little contact, still points straight.
They got it.
Oh, nope. Dude, Conrad slide. Nope. Caution's going to come back out. Eric Laurie is around. Oh, my goodness. Big hit. Sebastian Marin, the 04 as well. Huge hits there. Caution is, like we said, back out. And now,
my question is, did the guys who stopped under that yellow take enough fuel? That is now the biggest question now.
So let's go back first, Matt. We'll take a look because it was just, again, it was that kind of the accordion effect there. There was nothing malicious here. It was the 14 of Vicente Guerrero just trying to push Bud Steele for all he was worth. That unfortunately unsettled the 6 truck. So we'll get a good angle here. I'll say we can watch really close right here. So you see them locked on. You see right there, just a little bit off-centered there, and you're going to see that 6 truck. There he goes. He gets loose. He's able to catch this thing very well. Also, oh, man, I don't know how they didn't make contact further there. And then you can see Rick and the 85, they both roll out to try to get that get their trucks checked up. But then this is where the according starts to happen. And right there you see the 54 gets into the 8. And then from here it's just unfortunate, just all going to kind of set loose. You see the 07 there. Or no, I think it's the 09 up. Yeah, 09 into the 071. And then at this point, it's just where do you go? You see the 51 here, it looks like almost gets through. I think he might get a piece of it. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, there you go. See, he gets hooked into the outside wall as well. And then behind them, I'm watching Gabe Butler. He's going to try to avoid it. But again, I mean, this is almost a track blocker there. And, man, wild one. Let's say we're going to go back live, though, Matt, because talk about pit strategy. We got to look at those guys that had stayed out. Because here they are, all on pit road. The 14's already in. The 6 is already in and away. They just, unfortunately, they had no choice. And Bud, he's taking the bare minimum of fuel there, Matt. He took 3.3 seconds stopped in pit road. So he's still going to come out decent. He's going to come out in 7th position here. But all of those guys that pitted on the previous yellow now, all sitting in the top 6 with the 5, the 85, 25, the 54, the 48, the 79, all those guys able to jump to the front. But I'm looking at some trucks, though. There's a few worse for wear guys that say you never want to single anybody out, but I'm looking at that Mike Rimka's truck. That's a bit of a Martinsville truck right now, but again, draft is the great equalizer. And also, Nick Wing, I think, getting a lap back after all that said and done, so put the 28 back onto the lead lap, which will put us at, I believe, I want to say it's going to be 17 trucks on the lead lap here. So let's see. Got a couple on pit road. I think the 51, unfortunately, may have retired. I don't see him on track. So I think that might be actually, so it might be back to 16 trucks on the lead lap. I say these two just trying to get as much damage as they can repaired before they roll out. So what they're going to do is they're going to sit here as long as they can. Looks like Jason's already down and away. Eric's going to keep going a little further, because he's still got some time before that 5 gets there. And you might be right, though, Matt, because these guys are already rolling the apron. So while we have a quick second, we've done all but one of our wonderful commercials. So let's pull over our last one of the evening, and that is going to be 40 Racewear. So we'll be right back.
40 Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 40 racing shoes are engineered to connect racers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, all the while giving you the comfort needed to complete those double and triple stints. Visit 40racewear.com and check out the latest sim racing products that let you connect to your sim.
All right, lights are off of the pace truck. So we got to pull in one more great 4D Racewear commercial. Like I said, we pulled in all of them. We had Sensi, we had Whiplash Sim Cams, we had 4D Racewear. Again, big thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors that help support the league. It means a ton to us. And Matt, top 6 drivers, they pitted on lap 75. Then you got all these guys that pitted at 79. Nick Wing just got their wave round, so he's back on lead lap. So it looks like we will have, I believe, 15 trucks. Actually, Bud Steele went back on pit road. Not sure about that one. But that's going to put him at the absolute back there, which is a little odd to me. But so we'll have 16 trucks going for the win at the moment. There is still a lucky dog battle between Gabe Butler, Jacob Lee, Brandon Briggs, Iker Paghetto, and Ambrose Nabel. Those drivers are trying to go for the lucky dog. Actually, I think add Dean Wilkinson to that mix as well. So 18th to 24th here, or 22nd going for the lucky dog as well. And again, this is our second attempt, Matt, so same rules apply. They got to get to that white flag. At that point, all bets are off. However, if we get one more yellow here, we'll explain what happens on that third and final attempt. But right now, let's say we'll see what these teammates do here. The 5 and the 85, do they just try to control both lanes? Great start for the 5 here. Nose ahead. Kevin is locked onto his rear bumper. But he's got to make sure he doesn't get too big of a jump because Kevin's going to have a chance to get to his outside out of 2.
I think Rick knows that because right now, if that 25 gets clear, I think Kevin's trying to push for all he's worth, and trying to get in front of 85. But when is Kevin going to make that move?
Well, and I say let's watch Ryan Decker too. He's in a great spot too if he wants to jump up because he still can go. Oh, we got Bud Steele up in. Oh no, sorry, actually the 07 they're up in the wall, and these guys are getting dicey. I think again, if you're a lap down, you still want to get that lucky dog battle. But again, they got to get to the white first for the leaders here. And again, they might even be trying to push up to help their teammates. But right now, everybody's pretty content here behind the 5 truck. When is that move going to happen? First, they got to get to the white, and they have done so. 1 lap to go here. They will not get to that 3rd attempt. So will it be Rick Sanchez, Kevin Fries, Ryan Decker, Dude Conrad? There are still 10 trucks right here together. Dude's peeking to that 3rd lane. Or 2nd lane. He hasn't committed yet. Now he's going to jump up.
Yep.
He's got a big head of steam here. He's got a big push from that 54 truck. What does Rick do here? Does he stay committed to the 25? Does he try to slow the 8?
Yeah,
he has no choice.
They're going to have a whole lot more pushing power than Kevin because Kevin's probably burning up pushing the 5 though. But coming out of turn number 4.
So right now the 5
Still
has
side by
an
side.
O's.
Oh, I think Patrick is giving Dude all he's worth.
Will it be enough? No, it's going to be the 5. Rick Sanchez is going to get the win here tonight at Daytona over Dude Conrad. Kevin Fries brings it home 3rd. Patrick Gruber, Ryan Decker going to round out our top 5. And yeah, 25 and the 5. 25 stayed committed to the end to that 5 truck. And Rick's going to get the win. So I say you give a push to get a win. 1 race later, you get a push to get the win. And yeah, I mean, that's how it goes, man. I mean, it's like if people know that they can trust you, you'll get that back. And you say he gets a little love tap from his teammate there, Adam Kilday. But I say, we'll look one more time here, coming to the checker to watch that finish here. So watch as they come out of 4. We'll speed it up a little bit here. And like I said, the 54 was giving the 8 all he could handle, but it just wasn't quite enough there. And as they come to the line here, we'll see if we can get a little better shot of it here. I think this will be a great look. As right there at the line, you can see not too much drama there. Everybody about a half a truck or so staggered with one another as Rick's going to get the win here tonight.
Rick's out of fuel.
Well, let's watch. He might need, let's see. He parked it nicely in start finish line. Does that truck revving at all? It sounds pretty quiet, man. Let's spy in here. Nope, that truck's disappeared. Yeah, he did not have enough fuel there, I'm going to say, to be able to go any extra. So that tells us a lot too. So before we get to those interviews, let's go ahead and pull up our final results for tonight, as it will be Rick Sanchez getting the win over Dude Conrad and Kevin Fries. Patrick Gruber, Ryan Decker are top 5. Then you got Adam Kilday, Corey Buskirk, Vicente Guerrero, Faid Ayuso top 10 in his Sunday opening or inaugural race there. Zachary Perry as well coming back, gets a top 10 as well. And then you got Everett Lane, Nick Wing, Jason Bogart, Bud Steele, so close, just didn't unfortunately have the fuel there at the end with the cautions the way they fell. Then you got Eric Laurie, Mike Rimkiss there, last of the lead lap finishers. And then we jump to the trucks a lap or more down. Gabe Butler, Brandon Briggs, 1 down, along with some of these other guys like Ambrose Nabel, Dean Wilkinson, Jacob Lee. Jeremy Osborne was 2 down, along with the 07 of Iker Preghetto. So unfortunately, early tough one to come back to for Sebastian Marin, 24th. Jim Brooks there as well, 25th. Steve Krosek, 26th. And then Jack Walls, Seth Gruber, 27th and 28th. So unfortunately, Seth with those connectivity issues. And then, yeah, just a tough night, unfortunately, for Frank Ranger Jr. in that 17 truck in 29th. All right, so now let's go spy on some drivers here. And we're going to kick it off with this fella here. That is going to be a Kevin Fries. So we're going to pull Kevin in on over here, and he can chat about all the things he's got going on in his life with his new job and the Catalina wine mixer and all those things. I'll have to think of a new joke eventually, but Kevin, I mean, first off, a great car count tonight, I'm sure, or truck count, I should say, tonight. 29 trucks taking the grid. You got one upped by Patrick. I know there's no bonus points for it, but you got one upped by Patrick by 1 spot to be the highest climber. But you look like you were kind of just playing it cool early on, just like, okay, let's see how the race settles in. And then I think it was around the second run, we started to see you make that second, third lane happen. And unfortunately, I'll say then we saw probably one of the rougher net codes we've seen in a long time catch your teammate in the 88. But then we get to the last ditch there at the end, and you're 2 to go. You're halfway through. Caution comes out, and then it's that strategy. Do I pit? Do I gamble? You took the pit strategy, and it looked like it was the right call. But the other question is, how tight were you? Because I think the 5 didn't have enough for the third attempt. So were you good for all 3, or how tight was it?
Yeah, I still had what did I have? Seven laps, I think. So there's like almost a glitch going on with fueling in the cars. They have the auto fuel feature in iRacing now. That is okay for some types of racing with your timed races and all that. Not very good for oval stuff. And for some reason I have it disabled, but it keeps setting mine, and I'm sure it's doing it to other people's fuel to 0.
Yep, mine too.
So yeah, it I don't know why it almost screwed me in another race that I was running, because I didn't even notice it until it was too late. Because I just normally every single race leave the fuel set to full and pit when I need to, and that's about it. So luckily I know about it, and I kicked the fuel up to I think it was 5 gallons or something when I went into pit. So I was plenty fine, and I also wanted to take my fast repair because I had some front end damage from the first green. I think it was the first green flag pit entry. There were cars
That was
everywhere.
a wild one.
Yeah, that was absolutely pure chaos, and I think it'll be a good watch back later, just to figure out what all went on. But yeah, it's I think that fuel bug, I might just post something in our channels about it, because I thought that it would have gotten fixed, because everybody normally has that disabled anyway, but for some reason it's not doing it. So yeah, it's unfortunate for the people. Good to see though that Rick barely made it to the line. I think he ran out somewhere on the backstretch, maybe, or turn 1. But it's good to see him get the race win. He ran up front the entire time, so it's good to see that.
Yeah, and I was watching. I was like, all right, when's Kevin gonna make the move? Is he gonna make the move? But I say you're pretty locked on there, because you had the option obviously at a 2. But yeah, it was just one of those, it was probably in your best interest to just stay put, to kind of get your own best result and not add too much risk in there, or what was the game plan there?
Also, I owed Rick a good finish there, because after what happened at the end of the last season, there obviously was not any intent to what happened with him and Gabe in that championship race, but I still felt like crap with what happened, so I just want to make sure that he gets himself a good finish. I know he's running for the points, and my family obligations recently have made me miss more than a couple races, so I don't think I'm anywhere near up there, so I want to make sure that I take care of the people who are up there and running well.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to do, and as I'm sure obviously will be well appreciated, because we're getting not too far away from that championship time at this point. So yeah, a great job tonight. Say you've got a very well traveled Brian Wang. Shocked to see Kevin French Fries here. So we'll let you start with him, but I'll let you give any thanks and shouts for that podium tonight.
Got to thank Brian for all his assistance in this league and all the other ones that he's been driving in. Oh, wait, no, he's been touring the world. But it's good to see him in the chat. Can't wait to see him back out on the racetrack with us, wherever that may be. Thank you to drivers who all came out tonight, you and Matt for putting on the broadcast, and all the admin who've been doing a whole bunch of work while I've been all over the place with work and family, so I appreciate that, and I hope everyone enjoyed the race.
Great job, Kevin. Yes, I definitely look forward to when you can make them, and fortunately, something's real life comes first, so hope all's going well there, and look forward to seeing you again when you have the opportunity.
Yep, just a bunch of graduations, Dad's birthday, and family vacation, so it's a busy time of the year.
So those all sound good things. So we'll let you keep enjoying
Yep.
those and look forward to seeing you soon, sir.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, that is a Mr. Kevin Freeze. We got to jump up one more spot because we got to jump to this guy who was leading the outside row, trying to get the win there. Had some good pushes. You see right there, he starts peeking to the top here, coming to after the white. Dude, you try to make the moves, just didn't quite have the shoves you're looking for there at the end, but it definitely wasn't for a lack of effort there. I mean, anything different you could have done, or that's pretty much all you had on it tonight?
No, having to pit there for the green white checkers every time for caution, the track position wasn't much better than what it could have been. Some people staying out, some people not. That's about the best you can ask for, really, not get wrecked and catch the white flag.
Yeah, and that was the thing, was getting to that white, because you guys were close. I think it was about maybe a half lap away to get it under scheduled distance, and then that caution comes out, and I'm sure pretty much all of you are just groaning. It's like, oh no, now what? Because
Yeah.
it was a mixed bag of strategy. We saw some stay out, some went ahead and pitted, and I mean, even those that pitted, sounds like, I mean, they were really close to the end. Like the 5 truck, I'm sure I'll talk to him about it too, but and saying, Kevin, we're talking where the kind of the auto fueling gremlin is back, where it's like, no, you don't need that much fuel, believe me. So that was obviously a terrifying spot too. But let's say, were you good in case of that third, or were you going to be in a tough spot too?
It was going to be real close. I may have pitted just to be on the safe side. I think I'd have had 1.8 left to start, about on the money. So I'm not sure if I'd have pitted or not.
Yeah, I mean, that's the risk versus reward. But I mean, you were up front all night long. I mean, it seemed like it was like you and Rick and a couple other guys at 24. I mean, you guys were just kind of swapping the leads around, pushing and shoving, and putting on a really good race there. So it was a lot of fun to watch. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things when you're in here, you're always one to keep an eye on. And I said you were right there, just didn't quite have that push you need at the very end there, but a hell of a job tonight, dude. And definitely want to give you the floor for that runner up tonight.
Well, first I want to apologize to Dean. I didn't mean to spin him or hit him, get him knocked out, of control there. I was just so hot, and I trying to make some room to cool it off. I was about to blow up, and when I hit him, I must have caught him in the wrong place. He got squirrely, and that's what caused one of them cautions. I'm sorry about that. But thanks to the team, and we was kind of scattered out throughout the field, with the cautions and stuff. But we gave it hell.
That you did. It was a great run, man. It's always fun watching you, and like I said, just keep seeing you in these positions. I wouldn't be surprised, and say one of these you'll get that right push at the right time. So I'll look forward to seeing you on track some more here, sir.
Hey, thank you guys. Thanks for doing the broadcast too, Gael. It's awesome to go back and watch these.
I appreciate it, man. You guys make it easy to do. So great job tonight, man.
Thank you, bud.
All right, that leaves us one fella left to chat with. I think there's going to be a Belva waiting for this interview, because Thursday night it was the pusher. Tonight it's the pushy. And so things turn around quickly when you do nice things there, Rick. And you get Matt the win on Thursday night. Then tonight you get the return push from Kevin, to be able to get the win here tonight. But I asked Kevin, I was like, was there any thought about jumping to the outside or doing anything like that? Because I honestly thought he was going to jump and try to make a move there when he had the opportunity. But it's one of those things when you race with people so frequently, and you get to know each other and get along well and all that. And then of course, like, unfortunately, there's things that happen from time to time, incidents, and kind of he's even thinking all the way back to last season where he felt really bad about how that one all ended out, and so he felt like, almost like he owed you. Well, yeah, actually did say they felt like he owed you one to stay committed to you and help you get the win tonight. So, I mean, is that something that you're in the same boat as, where it's like, if you feel like, oh, I maybe spun this guy or whatever, I'm going to try to make it up to him in the future race? Or how do you guys do that when you race week in and week out with each other?
Oh, absolutely. If I mess somebody's race up, the first thing what I'd like to do is get them a win or get them a damn better finish than what they would have had anyway. Yeah, I would have expected him to pull up there. He had his teammate up there, and it wouldn't have bothered me to come in second or third to them guys, after a good race. But yeah, you feel like you owe somebody. I feel like I owe a lot of people for the pushing. We were just talking about that Seth said you got a lot of wins there. It's crazy. And I said, I have a lot of help, and I don't know, maybe they're wanting to see a different truck up front, people than the usual. But yeah, if you ain't got somebody pushing you, you ain't gonna get up there. So
Yeah,
great
saying
race.
that's been tough for you. I mean, you've been rolling solo for a good while, and while still getting great results. So saying now you're starting to get a few new names, a few new faces. I want to say you had Adam with you again tonight. I think Matt was spying on you. Said he had at least another guy as well tonight. I can't remember for sure. Oh, I think it was the 76 truck, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like you said though, Ryan Decker, I want to push him to a win if I can. Anybody on the first wins, that's always a fun thing to do. And then the other day when we race, pushing the broadcasters, that's awesome. Getting Matt first win and the broadcaster win, which I
Oh,
think he's leading points on broadcasters, isn't he? No?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he's got a second and a first, so he's definitely
yeah.
leading the field there.
Hey, I got an average finish of 1.5. Hey, let me alone. I like just leave it like that and just yeah. But once again, Rick, that's a great congratulations to you. I'm happy you got that win. Either you or Adam there. We work really good as a team, and I'm glad to call you as my friend. And that's
I appreciate
really
that.
a really good job there, buddy.
And after that last pit, when I was behind Patrick, I was committed to him. If we'd have stayed that way, I'd have pushed him to the win. I wouldn't have pulled out on him, and I owe him one. I think too. I think he's pushed me to a win.
You owe a lot of.
Him or his brother.
I owe you
I'd
one.
say you'll.
Everybody out here, I owe a little bit, don't I?
I was asking. I think it's saying for you, it sounds like it's the difference versus an owing versus just you just want to be a nice guy and help these guys out. And like I said, like you said, you're like Matt and probably most of us. We love to see the first time winners. So it's like you just like to kind of be a team player and help everybody from what I'm getting out of this. So. Which is really cool to see and to hear. So then I got to talk about fuel here because I talked to Kevin about it, and I know one of the new features iRacing did a while back is the automatic fuel calculator. I'm one of those guys that took it off. Kevin's one of those guys that took it off, but then
took
it
mine off.
still,
I took it off.
No,
but it
I
still
hate it.
does it now. So like even I don't know if you had to do it tonight or not, but like a lot of times I've had races where it's still auto adjusting. So you apparently didn't have enough for a burnout here tonight. So that probably means you didn't have enough for the third green light checker. Should it have come to it?
I started running out, coming out of two.
So yeah. So I mean, was that a planned strategy or was that a
No,
didn't quite get enough in there?
Both of us at the end said, "Ooh, we should have took another gallon, maybe." If it went 3 green white checkers, we might not have made it, and it wasn't. So we went back in, I think, and got another gallon. But yeah, I ran out coming out of 2 or going into 2-1.
Well, you
Had to
did
get
just
pushed
enough.
around.
Yeah, say saw Adam giving you the push, and I was like, but that said, you parked it pretty much perfectly right in the middle of the start finish line there. So with the full slide and everything, I say we're catching it right on cue here. So I mean, it was like I said, I mean, it was a really great result, obviously, to get the win, and like I said, the way everything panned out, obviously, just right for you to be able to pull off the win here. So. Yeah, big congrats. Obviously, like I said, got to be the pusher 3 nights ago, and got to get the push here tonight. So great couple of weeks for you, and probably also a great way to kick off a little bit of a break here. So I say we got Tuesday and Thursday off for the 4th of July. We'll be back again on Sunday night, though. So great job tonight, and definitely before we let you go and enjoy this one for a full week, definitely want to give you the floor for any thanks and shots for that win tonight.
Yeah, always Area 51. Awesome leagues. Love racing with you guys. Shout out to Green White Checker TV. Always putting on great broadcasts. Love watching them and talking to you guys when I get a chance. Shout out to 4D Racewear for supporting us. Whiplash Simcams. Shout out to not only my family, but all the families. Mama Groover, and shout out to all the drivers. Good guys. Love racing with you.
Well, great job tonight, Rick. And like I said, yeah, you get one of her boys to win. You'll have a very happy Mama Groover for future ones too. So, but yeah, great job tonight, man. Go enjoy this one, and look forward to chatting with you again soon.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.
All right, Matt. That is our race winner in that number 5 truck. And so, I mean, like we said, as they did the push-in work on Thursday night, got the push here tonight, able to pull off the win. So just a great result for him. I say I'm trying to double check the points here. I can't quite get them pulled up as of yet, so we'll have to wait a little bit to do that. But we're pretty much approaching the halfway point in the season for all 3 series. So we're about to get to that playoff push for the Thursdays and the Sundays, and of course start keeping a closer eye on the points on Tuesday nights. So, but yeah, for us, Matt, I say first off, appreciate you as always. I say it's a ton of fun to do these with you. Like I said, behind the wheel, behind the booth, whatever it may be, it's always enjoyable. So definitely appreciate your time and dedication to the league, to the series, and to the broadcast. I know it's a lot of work, and it's definitely well appreciated.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. It's it's stressful at times, but next season it won't be as tough.
Yeah, it's a labor of love, if you will. But but for us, that'll do it for this evening. So again, like we mentioned, we'll be off on Tuesday and Thursday. So we will be back though again in 1 week's time on Sunday night to continue this series. So until then, as always, have a wonderful evening and take care, stay safe. Have a very, very happy and safe 4th of July. Please come back with as many fingers as you go into that weekend. Until then, though, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in a week. Have a good night.